King Cobra operated at Kings Island from 1984 through 2001. And with the new revitalized B&M stand-up coaster, aka the Surf Coaster, opening at SeaWorld Orlando, could Cedar Fair really be eyeing this coaster type as a potential new coaster for Kings Island? It's clear that Cedar Fair is on a trend of bringing back classic rides at their parks in some form. So just imagine the world's largest B&M Surf stand-up coaster opening in the Action Zone area of the park, maybe in 2025? I share all of my thoughts and predictions about this potential project, and then at the end of the video, give you a look at 2 insane potential layout ideas for the coaster that would change the Kings Island skyline forever. Welcome to Theme Park Predictions and More. If you enjoy this video, then be sure to give it a like, and I hope that you consider becoming my newest subscriber. Kings Island opened Orion in 2020, which was the last roller coaster to open at the park that is located in Mason, Ohio. So as we wait patiently to see what Kings Island does for their 15th coaster, I have a question for you. Were you lucky enough to ride King Cobra? I was, and I think my first rides on it was sometime in the mid-90s. And while this $3 million Togo stand-up coaster wasn't the best, it did offer a very unique ride experience and had one of the best coaster names out there. But what if Kings Island's next roller coaster would reuse the King Cobra name and be located in the Action Zone area of the park? Kings Island is really in an interesting situation since there are multiple areas where they could potentially build their next roller coaster. Now it's obvious there's a huge awkward space of land that is located in between the Beast and the Racer. And I really do feel as if the Vortex plot of land will be home to the park's next coaster. So for all we know, the new King Cobra could be located in that back area of the park. This location would just make the most sense. Though, I just feel like if this were to happen, then Kings Island would find a way to build it as close to its original location as possible. And more on the exact location in a few minutes. Come experience Kings Island's 15th roller coaster, the all-new King Cobra, a new breed of the stand-up coaster that will launch you from 0 to 65 miles an hour in just under 3 seconds and take you through 3,350 feet of track and flip you upside down multiple times. Now, exciting as this is and sounds, could Kings Island and Cedar Fair surprise us all and actually build a B&M Surf Coaster as their next roller coaster? Now, since the start of the channel, I've been pretty dead set on 2 coaster types for Kings Island that would become number 15. And they were a multi-launch coaster of some type and a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster. And I think either of those coaster types would do huge things for Kings Island, and I think the Vortex plot of land works best for each of those. I just think we have to assume that Cedar Fair is keeping their eyes on SeaWorld Orlando's new Pipeline coaster to see how it performs for the park. Will it be reliable? Will the ride be enjoyable for park guests? And most importantly, will the turnstile see an increase of visitors just because of that new ride? Now, if Pipeline performs as planned for SeaWorld, and I have a feeling that it's going to, then I think that Cedar Fair would be one of the first chains to add a new surf coaster. And what better park than Kings Island? Though, I would love it if Kings Dominion would do the same thing and name their surf coaster Shockwave and have it be located on the old volcano plot of land. But back to Kings Island, because King Cobra is not only a great name for a coaster, it would make for a very intriguing ride for Kings Island. Now, before I show you how Kings Island could fit in this new multi-launch stand-up coaster in the ever so crowded Action Zone, be sure to check out themeparkmerch.com for coaster merch designed by myself. And every purchase helps the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Now, back to Action Zone. Where is there room for a new roller coaster? Well, you're probably eyeing the old Sunapee station, and while the park would save money on not having to build a new station, is there really enough room around the station for a new coaster? Or what about if Kings Island would remove Congo Falls? Clearly, that's not enough room for a new B&M. But what if I told you that there is room to build a 3,000 plus multi-launch surf coaster in each of these locations? And do you want to know the best part? Kings Island would not have to remove any coasters if they went with my intriguing idea. Now, I'm going to break down both speculation layouts with you, and then I want you to comment on which layout you like the best. Starting off with layout number 1, using the old Son of Beast station. When creating this layout, I was shocked at just how much track I was able to fit within this area. And as you can see, there would need to be some modifications made to some of the access roads located near the Timberwolf Theater, but no rides would get removed. Not only would this layout just dominate the action zone area of Kings Island, which by the way, I'm guessing would get a complete retheme if Kings Island is serious about bringing King Cobra back to life, the new bright green track and yellowish support coaster would really stand out from the rest of Action Zone and from the main parking lot. And finally, Kings Island gets a major roller coaster that runs along the parking lot. Park guests would love walking up to the main entrance and watching the train slither through the ride's layout. Now, a few things that I love about this creation is the massive corkscrew that would be located right behind Drop Tower. This element would really stand out as the staple of the new coaster and give onlookers something to just watch in awe. Then, near the end of the ride, the train would travel over the first section of the coaster and then really play off the elevation that is located under the Son of Beast station. Now, for those who do not know, the station for Son of Beast is probably a good 30 to 40 feet off the ground in this location. Now, while this layout is more spread out than the one you're about to see, it does offer 2 inversions and some impressive elements. As for layout number 2, we will see the removal of Congo Falls. I know, sad, right? I mean, not really, it's time. This water ride will be gone very soon. Now, I went with a T-shaped layout for this creation due to wanting the new coaster to really dominate the Kings Island skyline and use some of the tree-lined area that separates the parking lot from the park. We would see the station for Congo Falls get completely redesigned to make way for a long surf coaster train. This layout will feature 3 inversions, and my favorite elements would have to be the 0G roll that would travel right under the ride's largest airtime hill. Then, the corkscrew that feeds right into the twister section of the ride's layout. The ending for this creation would feature low-to-the-ground turns, high-speed hills right above the water before hitting the final brake run. Now, I have to admit, I do give this prediction a pretty low chance of it really becoming a reality. The more I think about a possible King Cobra comeback, the more I love the idea. So which layout do you like best? Layout number 1 or layout number 2? Also, do you think Kings Island would surprise us all and announce a new B&M Surf Coaster for their next roller coaster? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.